For better or worse, Pinky Watch has officially begun. Hi again, everyone. I'm James Rapien with allbengals.com and Cincinnati Bengals Talk. And you heard that right. Pinky Watch, as Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow suffered a dislocated right pinky against the Los Angeles Chargers in week 13, the 41-22 loss. And we recapped it if you missed our recap at Paul Brown Stadium. But the lasting effects of Sunday's game could be felt for the rest of the season. And we're going to dive into all the injuries. You're going to hear from Zac Taylor in just a second. And that's why you should subscribe to Cincinnati Bengals Talk, because we're going to have you covered each and every day when it comes to the latest injuries for the Bengals. So let's start with Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow suffered that dislocated pinky. He was able to play through it. After the game, he said he was going to play against the 49ers. And he showed up to Paul Brown Stadium on Monday feeling relatively good, but the Bengals expect him to be limited early in the week in practice. He's not going to be full go necessarily, because they need to balance out getting him the reps he needs while also making sure they give him the rest he needs so he's as good to go and as close to 100% as possible when they play the 49ers on Sunday at Paul Brown Stadium. It's a huge game. The Bengals, the 7th seed in the AFC right now in the playoff race, they need to start winning games over the next 5 weeks. They play all potential playoff teams, potential division winners, and they need to get to me. I think they need to get to that 10-win mark, and they're as banged up as they've been all season. So Joe Burrow, thumbs up, pinkies to the side, whatever you want to say, but he is on track to play, but we'll see, and we'll keep you up to date throughout the week. Now, unfortunately, Logan Wilson, things not so good for him. He's going to miss this week, could miss multiple weeks with a shoulder injury. There's a report from Ian Rapoport of NFL Network that said it was a dislocated shoulder. No one else, including Zac Taylor, has given an official diagnosis, but Taylor did say he's going to be out this week. And let's start there. Let's hear from Taylor right now. Here's Bengals head coach Zac Taylor on Logan Wilson, and then we kind of go through other injuries from Chidobe Awuzie to Joe Burrow. You hear my back and forth with Coach Taylor.
Yeah, he's got a shoulder injury, and certainly we'll miss a week, maybe a couple weeks. That would be the bright side of things. So we'll just have to see where it goes from there. But kind of go through the week and get some more information on it. But certainly out for this week.
Thanks, Zach. So you don't plan to put him on injured reserve as of now? That isn't the plan.
Not at this second. We'll kind of assess through the week and figure out what we think the long term is going to be.
What about, just since we're on injuries, what about Chido?
Chido will go today. We'll see where he's at with his foot and see how he can manage that over the course of the week and make a decision. Other guys that pop up, Marcus Bailey, he had a stinger, so we'll have to monitor him during the week and see where he's at. Other guys that popped up, the guys that were out last week, most of those guys will be day-to-day this week to see where they're at. So talking about Trey Hopkins, Reiff, Chris Evans, those guys, hopefully we can get them back practicing and see where they're at for this week. And then a lot of guys had some nicks and bruises, but most of the other guys will be good.
We're all on Pinky Watch. How's Joe doing today?
He feels good. You have to ask him specifically, but there's a chance that we limit him early in the week so that we can make sure he just doesn't put any pressure on it and can be the most effective he can be.
That's the latest on all of those guys. And obviously we ended with Burrow because he's the franchise. At the same time, man, if they have to play the 49ers without Chidobe Awuzie, without Logan Wilson, without Reiff, without Trey Hopkins, and with a less than 100% Joe Burrow, that's a lot to ask. And the Bengals had such good injury luck in the first half of the season, and now it feels like it's unraveling just a little bit. I'm going to give you a couple thoughts of mine on how these injuries impact things. But first, I got to tell you about MyBookie because, well, MyBookie's the place to bet as the Bengals try to make this playoff trek in crypto. Well, they say it's the currency of the future. Did you know with MyBookie, you can get in the game now? You can get kickstarted with crypto with promo code BengalsTalk. The best part is MyBookie accepts well-known crypto currencies like Bitcoin, Litecoin, all of them that you can imagine, and you can withdraw via crypto too. So you win, you could turn it into crypto and end up winning much, much more with MyBookie. So go there now, whether you want to bet on the Monday night contest, whether you want to bet on Thursday night, and as the Steelers try to win 2 games in a row. How weird was that game that they beat the Ravens in 20-19? You do it by going to mybookie.ag. Use promo code Bengals Talk. And again, you're going to get free money. So do it right now, from UFC to NFL to anything in between, including the NBA and my guy, Steph Curry. MyBookie.ag, promo code Bengals Talk. Look, the reason these injuries are so significant is because they came at once. If the Bengals would have lost Chidobe Awuzie for 2 weeks in the middle of the season, would it have hurt? Yeah. But he's their number one corner, and they lost the number one linebacker. And they're dealing with an injured center, and they lost their number one right tackle. Like, it compounds everything. And, I heard from Brian Callahan on Monday. Zac Taylor echoed the same sentiments. They didn't play well enough in the trenches on Sunday. They need to play better in the trenches, even with these injuries. And I just don't know if they have the depth. And that's the part of it in the NFL. You need to have the depth, and great quarterback play can overcome it. And this is the ultimate test for Burrow now. Is he going to be able to, especially if he's less than 100%, overcome a defense that might be below average for the rest of the season? Overcome an offensive line that is probably, especially if Trey Hopkins and Reiff are out. And again, they're day-to-day, so they could come back this week. Can he overcome those things? Huge, huge question marks on the horizon for this offense. And we're going to cover every step of the way here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. So hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and we have a ton of content coming your way, including a cool Jamar Chase video that, I think you're going to want to see some clips from the rookie as he tries to break out of a slump. Let's call it what it is. He's dealing with a slump right now. We will have that and so much more coming your way in the coming hours and days. So hit the subscribe button. And for Andrew Fox Miller, I'm James Rapien, signing off for now. Thank you so much for watching right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk.